Hey, everyone, and welcome back. We're in the second round of elimination today in week 2 of the Smite World Championship qualifiers. Make sure you're tweeting out hashtag SWC to show your support for the event. If you're watching at home with your bacon and eggs on your big widescreen TV and you're watching the event today, make sure you tweet it out to us so we can see it. And of course, if you tweet hashtag SWC, you have a chance of having your tweet shown up on screen at the bottom for the ticker. Definitely a lot of fun. We're going to the next game here. It's going to be Team Coast Blue up against the one, the only lineup you've ever wanted to expect to see here. It's going to be Exposed Secrets now. Of course, this is a lineup we've talked about almost every single week. Exposed Secrets is comprised of players you've seen all over the place. Zalia being one of them, very notable there. Nightmare, Frostiak, all these players have kind of come from other teams, and they're coming together. I mean, they've gotten seed 5. I mean, that's huge.
Yeah, I mean, they're doing really well as well, especially, I mean, they used to be called iKick, but then with the addition of the last player, they picked up Zalia, who wasn't actually kicked from his team. He left his team. They changed the name to Exposed Secrets, which was kind of funny. But so far, Odin been banned out. I wonder if we'll see a Bastet ban.
Bastet's always banned. Bastet just needs to go away.
Not in North America. I mean, North America seem to think they can handle it for some reason.
They either play it or they ban it. One thing that's surprising here to see is they're actually banning out Agni right off the bat. Spoo does like playing as Agni. Amelito is going to be looking for that support role here. So the lineup here on the left side of your screen is, it's a little bit different optics, and Bugsy making their way. Safari also coming out here. Next band coming out from Spoo. Where is he going to go for? The question is, Odin, Agni gone. Spoo is now going to be selecting the next band. What do you think he's going to go for?
I wouldn't go for Bastet personally. I don't think it's a good idea to go for Bastet. Oh, he's gone for Bastet. Okay, I'll just shut up. I know nothing. The only reason I didn't think he should go for Bastet in this situation is because it forces the enemy team Exposed Secrets to ban Bastet, otherwise you get it for first pick, So I was like, well, don't ban Bastet, ban something else that could be an issue. But they chose to ban out Bastet. Clearly they didn't want to play it. It's not part of what they wanted in the rotation there. The Agni ban onto Spoo last game, which he just played in this tournament, he did go 1-0-10 on Agni, so I guess they've had a quick check of the bracket possibly and seen how well he played it last game, not actually dying last one.
He was one of the first few people to actually play Agni in the solo lane, so he played it quite well. Very safe play there. Raw going to be picked immediately by Spoo, locking this in immediately. So definitely a strong pick. Now, Raw is a character that's always been in the scene. He fell off for quite a short while, but after that he came right back in. He's got great heals, great support, great control. You see on the graph already updated. Sustain, teamfight, and carry. That's what Raw represents. Across the way, we do have Sun Wukong hovered on here. There might be looking for maybe a Hunter. No, hover lock instantly on Habwa. Now, this probably going to be going on Shadow Nightmare, I'd imagine. But Proxy QQ could be taken to the jungle. Actually, it's probably going to be a jungle Habwa here with Proxy on the team.
It is a versatile pick, so if things do go wrong in the picks phase, they can rotate it into the jungle or into the mid lane or even into the solo lane if required. So they need to see, they need to see what the rest of the picks come out. But Ul gets through the banning phase again, getting picked up straight away. Really, and no surprise there, we're going to be seeing Bacchus. Now the reason we're seeing Bacchus is because Odin and Sun Wukong are banned away. And he seems to be the new go-to support god whenever Odin and Sun Wukong are taken away.
Bacchus locked in, Ur locked in as well, so the Hunter is set there. Now going to the next ban phase, and imagine that Team Coast would want to ban a Hunter, maybe Apollo to slow things down for them. Odin off the table, Sun Wukong already locked in. Who are they going to go with on Exposed Secrets? They may be looking to pick up their Hunter right now, and it looks like they're hovering on. Oh, there's the lock-in, so On Her is going to be locked in here. Both teams have their Hunters, and so now they're looking at solo lanes. They're looking at, kind of control in the jungle possibly. I think going up against Proxy QQ and Shadow Nightmare, that Habwa is going to most likely be a jungler, but you do have Frostiak on the team as well, so we'll see if they decide to switch things up from last week. Now the next bans are coming through here. Hoon Bots gets banned out by Exposed Secrets. That would be a pretty heavy pick for them, especially with Habwa there. Definitely very exposed in those big AoE ultimates.
Definitely. In those situations, I mean, the one thing I like about the new pick and ban phase, Drybear, is the fact that you've got two options, okay? One is with these last two picks, you want to try and focus on what they like playing and what could be an issue for your team. So you can try and target ban and say, oh, that guy really likes playing Tyr, for example, which we just saw banned out. But at the same time, you could also say, we could focus ban on just the jungler and try and make sure the jungler's out of the game. We saw that yesterday in the final between Dignitas and... I've forgotten the name of the team, I'm so bad. Yes, in yesterday's final anyway, where Dignitas banned out the enemy.
Oh, Cog, jungler. Yeah, Cog.
Yeah, I can't remember the name, Cognitive. I'm so bad at this game. Why am
okay, they're not important.
Yeah, well, clearly not. We're in the EU, EU won the I'm going to say now, EU won the tournament, so clearly we are the better region overall. It's confirmed. Confirmed.
Where's DM?
It's confirmed.
Where's DM? Does anyone know where DM is right now? Because there is a Kali pick lock. Wow. It's on the screen and locked in here, so DM's going to be rolling over in his bed wherever he is. But Kali locked in here for Exposed Secrets, see what they want to go with. Honestly, this adds a lot of threat for them. They have to be careful with putting too much into the same basket with their assassin lineup here with Habwa and Kali. And imagine that they want a heavy gank lineup there on across the way, and that's what they're going to get. Fenrir hovered on here for Team Coast. No. Aphrodite hovered on as well. Thor swapped over. Will it be locked in? Afro locked in. Will it be Thor as well? It looks like it will be. So they have a lot of support. Good team fight control. Good reaction.
Yeah, not surprised to see Thor locked in. He's getting a lot more play. TSM last week picked him 5 out of 6 games and did pretty well with him, apart from in the final against Cloud9. He's really struggled with the Thor pick. But other than that, they picked him all the way through the tournament. So Thor is on the rise once again.
Across the way, they have one more selection to make here on Exposed Secrets. They need a team fighter or some kind of durability. They're hovering on Bakasura. This is going to be a Bakasura solo. Looks like it's going to be up against the Ra. This actually isn't that bad of a pick if you look at it in a vacuum. Bakasura solo for Xaylia, something that's always been successful. Nothing really surprising there. In fact, he was the one who spearheaded the Bakasura solo. And yep, looks like it's swapping over to Xaylia. So Xaylia will be running Bakasura solo against Ra. Very, very strong matchup, especially against Spoo. Honestly, I'm going to give the solo lane to Xaylia right here and now. Bakasura has such a great matchup against Ra overall. But you look at the team fight here for Exposed Secrets, it's not there. They don't really have a strong team fight. They're looking for small skirmishes. So all Team Coast really has to do is just stick together and rely on Aphrodite and Bacchus for support, and they're going to be pretty okay.
I mean, one thing to note is you said Spoo and Ra's going to be in the solo lane, but they've got Aphrodite. Is Aphrodite going to be going mid then, or is she going to be the
support?
Oh, so where's Bacchus? See, it's like
no, it's there. Just let it sink in.
Okay, I'll wait patiently.
I don't know. No,
Bacchus jungle.
Well, so my question is, Emeluto is going to be on Aphrodite here, and so you'd expect Aphro to be into this support role. Now, ideally, if you look at the gods separately, you're going to have Bacchus line up with Ur, Thor in the jungle, Aphro most likely mid or solo, and then Ra mid or solo, whichever the swap is. But at the same time, you're looking to see, will Emeluto play support? Because Emeluto is best there. You can put Bacchus in the jungle, he's decent there, and Bacchus in the solo is also decent, but mid, not really going to work so much. Now, Thor is someone that can go into multiple places, go to the jungle, so I'm surprised to see, what's going to happen with them. The general lineup is, if you look at it face value, you'd expect to see that lineup to go the way it is, but at the same time, Emeluto is a very strong support player, Spoo a very strong solo player. In fact, Spoo has played solo since he's played 5v5 Conquest in the first place on Ra, and so it's a little bit different.
It is different. I mean, the other thing we could look at as well, Drybear, before we cut to the break, is maybe they're going to switch up the meter and run something like 1-2-1 or 2-1-2 of a different sort of lineup that we standard see. Maybe Ul's going to be in the solo lane. We'll have to find out as we go into this one. It's going to be Team Coast on the blue side against Exposed Secrets. Big game for you in this round of 8, I believe. Am I wrong? Am I right? I need to check now. I'm terrible. The next round, anyway. 16, 8, 16, 24, 32. 16, that'll do. We're on it. So we'll be right back, guys.
Hey, everyone, and welcome back to the round of 16. Week 2 of the Smite World Championship is underway. We're watching Team Coast Blue up against Exposed Secrets here. Bottom side of the map, the blue team, the green grass defending the Titan of Order. You have Team Coast Blue. Spoo is going to be on Ra in the mid lane. We've got Safari on Bacchus on support. Supporting his hunters, going to be Bugsy playing Ur. Emeluto on Aphrodite in the solo lane. And Optics in the jungle with the mighty Thor.
And on the other side, we do have Team Exposed Secrets.
Emeluto pops the sprint. Birds come out here surrounded. Shadow Nightmare and Funball are going around. Look for the Impale. Can they get the Impale? The knockup's going to come through here. Do they have it? Impale into the wall. Hit. Stun. Knockup. First blood.
Really, really quick first blood. Didn't even get to announce the teams, but you saw them all their group round and take him out early on in this one already. Emeluto behind in this lane. Really nice. So we'll see them all collapse around him. On the replay, coming on your screen right about now, you can see that Emeluto went over to ward early at the speed buff area, so you can see the vision, gets caught out of position. The team rotates around nicely, and you can see Anher rotating to make sure he secures the Impale into the wall. Team does a lot of damage. Really nicely done from them.
This is honestly one of the worst things that could have happened for Team Close to start this off. Not only is Aphrodite going to be a little bit slow in the beginning because she ended up losing You're giving a little bit gold to Bakasura in the beginning. Now she's going to run over to a blue buff. Honestly, if I was exposed to I would just invade this with Kali and Bakasura. They have the damage here. But the hard part about this is Bakasura has a great matchup against Aphrodite. Now he has an even better one. He's level 2 going to this lane already. There's the minion, has movement speed up. The bird's going to do a little bit of damage here. Berserker Barrage harassing through, but Bakasura is now going to be incredibly deadly against Emilito. Emilito is a support player, so he knows Aphrodite, but Xaylia knows his Bakasura solo very well.
Yeah, I mean, in that lane as well, we can also see Emilito and Optics did not manage to pick up the blue buff just yet, just due to the pressure and the expected attempt at, a steal that you were talking about there from Exposed Secrets. So, for the time being, Emilito's got to watch his mana during the early game and hopefully try and pick up that buff, but obviously, the duo lane of Exposed Secrets, the solo lane of Exposed Secrets there with Xaylia are going to be able to keep an eye on that and realize the blue buff hasn't been taken yet.
Proxy gets some harassment off here in the left side lane, taking a little bit extra damage than he wanted. Bladed Arrow coming out. Oh, looking for initiation. There's the Impale. Looking for it. Doesn't have into the tower there on the left side. Right side harassment coming out. His optics drop very low. There's the exclamation of Hindu man.
Yeah, sorry, I was looking at the lane.
Comes through. Hey, that's the damage you need to see here. And honestly, it looks like Kali is trading pretty heavily. So it's up to Bakasura to kind of spearhead this engagement.
Yeah, it is up to Bakasura to jump in there and try and spearhead it, like you were saying. Obviously, Emilito's going to be able to heal Optics back up, but he took a lot of damage early on, and that nice pressure coming out so far from Kali and Bakasura in this lane. Keep them pushed up to the tower as much as possible. Stop Thor from rotating out of the lane quicker, so Frostiak can back here in this opportunity and get ahead on farming the rest of the jungle over Optics.
Well, the thing is, once Afro hits around level 7, level 8, she's able to clear the wave, regardless of what she buys, with just her birds into their back off. That's all you really need there. Mid lane, when you see Shadow Action, right side initiation coming out here on Xaylia. He does have a jump away, use the Eat Maiden to kind of calmly and coolly get out of that fight. Left side, we have initiation stun on Ur. He jumps away with Glory Bound immediately. No Impale right off the bat. So it looks like Thumbar is a little bit late on the get up here, but they're getting a lot of pressure on the left side of the map, pushing it all the way up to the tower every time.
Yeah, they really are. I just want to point on as well, I love what Shadow Nightmare did. He rotated over to where Kali was doing the red buff, picked up a little bit of extra experience there, so he got the slight lead over Spoo in this mid lane. So when he gets back and farms it up, he's going to have a small lead for the time being over Spoo.
Spoo is kind of controlling this up here. Does have the heal on the ground. Of course, they're going to keep things down. And we talked about this a little bit during the break, man, but the fact that, Hobble has only magic damage dealer on Exposed Secret. He's also very squishy and, exposed, to use the right word there. There's a free left side looking for a kill. Bugsy's very low here. Doesn't have the distance. He gets away. Glory Bound right away. There's no need. There's no Apollo. There's no help coming here. And Bugsy gets the save of a lifetime.
Yeah, he does for the time being, so he's going to survive for the time being, but now mid-camps are about to respawn. Proxy QQ already heading over slightly earlier than what backers can due to the 72 transformations, but both sides at the moment looking like he's going to go to Expose Secrets. Spoo is here, as is backers. They're looking for the aggression onto it. There's Thor coming in. There's a kill. Proxy QQ going down to Safari, picking up that kill in the end, and the mid-camps also go over to him. Meanwhile, Expose Secrets taking the right-hand side, but that was a great play overall from Team Coast.
Great reaction there. Honestly, if Thor hadn't showed up when he did, they wouldn't have had enough damage to finish off during the spin-up of Somersault Cloud. So good reaction from Optics. Going to put them on the map here. Now, the gold experience is still favoring Exposed Secrets right now. Emilito is holding on to this right side lane. Looks like Solo is going to be locked in for a while. Mid is going to be okay as well. I'm surprised to see Thor not really putting a lot of pressure here on Shadow Nightmare in the mid lane. It's such an easy matchup for them. Hobwa, of course, if it gets blocked off completely by the Tectonic Rift, it's an easy pickup for Ra to kind of drop the damage on top of him, or Thor to drop the hammer on top of him, metaphorically and figuratively speaking. Left side, Prox can do some harassment here to Bugsy, but Bugsy is just not really taking it right now. They're not at half HP here now. An unnecessary amount of harassment. And honestly, could be a point of failure here for Team Coast if he's taking a lot of damage that easily.
Yeah, I mean, he's taking free poke for no reason. Bugsy's going to recall. I guess he knew he was going to recall in this opportunity. Blue buff just respawning, so Safari's going to be over there to be able to pick that up with him when he gets back to the lane. But if he knows he's going to recall, it's not too bad a situation. At the same time, it's like, yeah, okay, I'll take free damage for no reason for the time being. But, as the game goes on, we'll have to keep an eye on that and make sure Proxy QQ doesn't continue to keep the pressure on him.
Bakasura picking up his blue buff on the right side of the map. He's been currently sitting on 3,300 gold versus Emilito, who is at 2,900. It's about 400 gold differential between Bakasura and Aphrodite. Now, Aphrodite does have the Heavenly Agility activated here. It's going to do two things for her. Number one, it's going to give her the slow immunity, but also the increase in movement speed. And when Thor comes to gank the lane, they'll both have the movement speed increase. Looks like Thor might be going up in the air soon here, hiding behind the wall, looking for a gank here on Bakasura. Xaylia has no vision, looking for the initiation. There's the
nice
dog. There's the wall. Berserker Barrage coming out here. Pops his ultimate head. It's a jump. Does he use it? Jumps away. The birds get that. No, the hammer as he lands on the ground. Great play by Optics and Emilito on the right side of the map.
A fantastic job by Team Coast there as well. We saw Thor didn't even have to use his ultimate to go into the sky to come down with the hammer. He's saving it, so that means it's still going to be available to try and rotate round. They're looking for the blue mana camp, which is actually down, but maybe they can rotate onto Hawaii mid lane. Maybe this is the first time we'll see this happen. He's going up in the air right now, Optics. He's looking at Shadow Nightmare in mid lane more than likely. Shadow Nightmare has a feeling. He goes onto the tower. The Searing Pain comes out. A lot of damage comes out. Spin to Win comes out. One misses with the ultimate and goes down to Spoo in that mid lane. 3-1 now in favor of Team Coast.
Looking from bottom left side, stun's not going to land there. There goes a hit. Do they have the damage they need? The thrown axe is not there. Backpedals way, impales with the wall. Desert Fury, he's looking for a kill, but it's too pretty. Intoxicate takes him out here. Funballer with the green play, 2 versus 1. He backpedaled around and tried to throw Bacchus into the tower. It worked. But if it was only instead of Bacchus, it would have been a little bit better there. So unfortunately, not going to lose his life for a very greedy play.
Yeah, go home, Funballer. You are drunk, said Bacchus in that situation. That's exactly what we saw there. Spoo already rotating for this left-hand camp for Team Coast. Meanwhile, Exposed Secrets taking the right-hand mid-Harpies camp. We'll see if they do go to each one. I expect at this point in time it's going to be evened out once again. But 4-1 Exposed Secrets, slightly behind in this one at the moment. Only difference about 700 gold. But in terms of experience, 1,600 lead for Team Coast right now.
Mid camp's going to go right side there. 2 Exposed Secrets. They're going to hold that down for the time being. Look at the gold, like you mentioned, now in favor of Team Coast. They're taking an early lead here. Now, this is big for them, given the fact that Exposed Secrets is higher on the seeding charts. They have more points than Team Coast does, and so this will be a big pickup for them if they can start to move along in the bracket and start getting some more seeding points for themselves. In the mid lane, we're going to see Hobwa kind of pushing this up here as Ra joins back in on the fight. Thor into the blue buff here for Aphrodite. Looks like it's going to come out for free as Bakasura has no way of contending this. He's doing some damage to the solo tower, but really can't get close enough to deal with it. Now, Amuleto has been handling this matchup pretty well.
Yeah, he's done a good job overall. I mean, after that first blood that went against him in the early time, aggression again from Optics and Amuleto, forcing the leap out of Xaylia again. Not a lot of damage coming out in the end of it, but the leap was forced, and Xaylia's got to respect the aggression from those two.
A lot of vision coming out from Exposed Secrets here, more so than Team Coast, who really has coverage over the Gold Fury. But you see maps, or the map right now is just covered in red dots. Chickenpox across the way. They want as much vision as possible. A lot of that comes from Frostiak as well as Proxy working together. Right side back off. There goes the bird as well. But Boxer is going in for the fight here. Some damage output. There's Heavenly Agility popped. He backs off the tower, but Sprint was already used. Kali is waiting in the wings, looking if she can't jump in and jump on Aphrodite. But, you know, it's a tough proposition. They have a lot of single target damage, but with the back off slow, the knockaway as well as the ultimate, Afro's going to be tough. Looking for it. Jumping in. Incense, no stun. There goes the burst right at the tower. She does have the ultimate though, so keep in mind Thor doing it from above. Berserk Burst coming through. Kali ultimate is being used there. There goes the kill on Amuleto. Boxer gets away. Thor doesn't have the distance. Looking for the follow-up. Raw, does he have this knife? Searing Pain! He jumps over it, but he's caught out in the jungle here as Hobo tries to rotate over Raw and Thor together. He's backing the jungle here left side. We do see a kill come down on Funballer. Looking for Proxy up in the air. Thor and Ra rotating over, but wow, a 1-for-1 trade.
Yeah, it was really nicely played by Exposed Secrets. Both Xaylia and Kali in that, from the jungle, working well to juggle aggro from the tower as well to make sure they both survive and escape with the leaps. Gold Fury being started by Team Coast here now. Bugsy going aggressive onto Shadow Nightmare. Meanwhile, Proxy QQ coming on the backside at the moment. Gold Fury keeps juking between the two. It's finally reset again, so we should see a fight here, or probably a disengage as both teams realise we're about even manned here right now.
Yeah, not really worth a fight there, especially with the Hobblog. One crushing wave could be a triple kill easily, so they're going to back off that and hold on to it. You know, the Gold Fury is pretty easy to pick up. Given the fact these two teams are currently only 300 gold apart, they don't want to set it, you know, away too hard. As far as the Hog goes, there is a Tier 2 Hog on Thor, Tier 1 for Bacchus across the way, 2 Tier 2s for Sunokong and Bakasura. Bakasura was not in that fight. So it's Tier 2 versus Tier 2, which of course is just going to be that 10% execute. Left side, Nishi's come out on her. He's looking for the Impale, can't get it just that. Thrown X did not land here. In fact, Bugsy hasn't had a good history of hitting those. No,
he's having a bit of a troublesome time of it, but Funballer did go down slightly earlier on when we were watching the fight in the solo lane and the dive coming out onto Aphrodite there. So it'll be interesting to see as it goes on if he can keep landing those axes. They're going to be very important to him, especially if he misses them. Then Anher's going to be able to escape a lot. Searing Pain comes out trying to take away the mid Harpies from Exposed Secrets. I don't believe he got it though because Frosted did use the Hog.
Thor going up.
He's going for it.
The dunk, gonna hit, knocked away. Berserker Barrage, the birds might beat off the hammer. He misses the shot. One base attack is all he needs. He needs to hit it. The birds are not there. Xaylia escapes.
Biggest thing about what Xaylia did then, using the ultimate to provide the cripple to slow them down and use the minions to block the shots that could have come in. Really nice. Using the sprint as well to dodge the hammer from Thor on the back return, which would have been the killing blow.
Amazing play there. The biggest part is going to be that single base attack coming out from Aphrodite, blocked by the two baby Bakas. A great play by Zalia. The durability is all he really needed there. He got away just by the skin of his teeth. I think a lot of that was a miscoordination by Team Coast. Of course, the back off came as Thor landed down, so they stacked their CCs and, of course, put him far away from Thor so he couldn't get any basic attacks after he landed there. So the back off is an ability that's great. You have to be really careful about how you use it. It might have been better knowing that Thor was coming down. Maybe after they expected the slow to be helpful for him to hit it, but that's just a little bit of lost communication, a little bit of a loss of damage, and that ended up in allowing Zalia to escape.
Yeah, he did, and now we can see that Zalia is level 12, the highest member of this team. One thing to note, Spoo on that Raw is level 13 right now, while Shadow Nightmare is only level 11. So he's built up a 2-level lead right here, doing a great job in this mid lane on Raw.
Left side, Bacchus is holding this down against on her. Of course, Sinakong had already gone home. Blue buff just now spawning for solo lane on Team Coast blue side. Berserker Brush coming out, and of course they're going to clear out the whole wave as they go back towards the blue buff, I'd imagine, or maybe they're baiting it out. Zalia has been quite elusive. They've been spending a lot of time trying to gank him. But speaking of gank, Rollick for the snipe, going to hit Frostiak. Now Hobbo's on top of him, pops the sprint to get away. Crushing wave, not going to hit, just missing it there. Funball and Prox QQ on their way, but that ultimate is now down for the count.
Yeah, Shadow Nightmare really has to land those crushing waves. That's 2 we've seen him miss so far. And it's really important for him to land them because that's one of the main focuses of Shadow Nightmare's damage on that Herbois is the crushing wave. And if he keeps missing it during the fight, when we get to the C-Flex, oh, Thor's going in! He dives and gets a lot of damage off the splinter. Wind comes out. The ceiling beams on the top as well. Frostiak uses his ultimate to try and reduce the damage. Going to get a little heal at the end. Jumps away. Finally, Proxy QQ does rotate over to help defend
right side, Emilito in trouble. Pops the back off to get him away from it. Zalia pops the damage, but just could not get close enough. He knows there might be a rotation coming over, but decides to back away from Aphrodite. She's still very low. Does Zalia want to go for this one here? Waiting in the wings as Emilito is still waiting for the birds to come back out. They may be a greedy choice. Boxer is going to go in here, looks for the stun, doesn't have the birds are on cooldown. The back off is still available. Zalia's got some HP on top, but so does Emilito. He goes in, back off as soon as he lands. He's so good at reacting to that.
Yeah, he really is. I think I might have got out of sync with you somehow, because am I on 12, 18, 12, 19? Are we in sync still?
That's right, yep.
Okay. I thought I was out of sync then, because I didn't see that on the screen. I was like, okay, right, we'll just go with it. But yeah, as it stands now, Team Coast 5-2 in kills lead at the moment. All towers still standing from both teams. Middle tower taking quite a bit of poke from for exposed secrets, and on the other side, Team Coast's right-hand side tower. Zalia's doing a great job in that lane of keep pushing it to the tower against an Aphrodite and make sure he can get that tower pressure on.
Power pressure is what they want right now. Left side, Udyr and Bacchus coming together, trying to jump on top of that. Hobble in the mid lane, meeting up with Kali here. Look at the harassment from Udyr, able to land on top of on here. Funballer taking the heat on that one. Bladed Arrow's going to clear out this whole wave as Prox is looking for initiation, but he's by himself right now. Nowhere to go. The stun's going to land. There's the thrown axe as well. Does he have it? Throws it. Misses it again. They're looking for the jump in, but Bacchus just can't hit it. Hobwa on his way here, Hindu.
Searching. He's searching. He's looking for the opportunity.
Thor's going up.
Seeing him going for it. Thor's in the sky as well. Who's going to be in trouble here in this one? Is the dunk going to come? There's the dunk. It misses. Shadow Nightmare uses it in the right time. Intoxicate. Opticus picks up the kill. Spoo finally rotates over, using the sprint, looking to pick up the Proxy QQ. Nothing more going to come from it, but they could rotate for the Gold Fury here.
You know, honestly, we've been giving Bugsy trouble this whole time. And of course, missing those thrown axes is kind of taking a lot of harassment here. But that Aegis Amulet was all he needed to redeem himself. Hobble coming through the Crush Wave, not able to get in. Now Gold Free start coming out there. There goes the jump in. Nimble Strike is through. Looking for a good impale. Desert Fury coming through, hitting too. There goes a big Proxecute now. Caught out, no mana. Nowhere to go. Bacchus is the only one left to do damage here as Kali escapes to the right. I don't know why Team Coast backed off of that.
To be fair, Team Coast in that situation, they got what they wanted. They got the Gold Fury. Picking up the kill would have been extra help, but picking up the Gold Fury was the most important thing, and securing that has given them a bigger lead right now. I can understand the back off. I mean, they could have continued onto Proxy QQ, but they just weren't sure where everybody else was.
Right side, Aphrodite, Boxer doing their thing, as they always have, and as they always will continue to do. Now these towers are still standing. There's the dunk. The birds are going to land, doing a little bit of damage here to Zalia as he backs off completely. Look at the items. We haven't really updated completely on that. Looks like Spoo's going down the CDR route. In fact, now he has Shoes of Focus and Breastplate of Valor. Once he finally maxed out his ultimate, it will be on a 30-second cooldown. Keep that in mind. So the snipes abound are on their way here. Thor's going to go for penetration. Looks like he will be going for Jotun's Wrath to start off his pick here. And Bugsy is just the I don't complete items man.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. I mean, he's gone for the Transcendence pickup, which there's a lot of discussion about Transcendence right now, whether it's actually any good or not. Take into account, it costs more gold, but it gives more damage once it's at max stacks as well. Unlike a Heart Seeker, it doesn't lose those stacks when you die as well. And someone like Bugsy playing that Ool, you use a lot of mana, so having a bigger mana pool means you can switch stances more often, use more abilities for more escapes, more axe throws, more damage.
You know, the biggest thing about Transcendence is you have to be careful when you buy it. If you're getting decent amount of gold in the beginning, it is a fantastic choice to make if you feel like you can contend against the other hunter. Right side, Zaylee in trouble. Berserk Rush coming, now going for the fight on Emilito. Thor going, but then the ultimate comes out from Aphrodite. Can she be enough? No, one more bite. The dunk comes on Kali, now surrounded here. Emilito goes down. Kali's not done yet. Does she have an instant stun? She's looking for it. Hammer over the wall. He will be able to escape just fine, but what a beautiful play. And that's what you expect from Bakasura versus Aphrodite, just the damage output.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, at the same time, looking at it, Emilito did his best to hold onto his ultimate for the longest time until the very last hit, hoping Thor could come down and save him with a stun, but not to be. Great play from Zalia there and Frostiak in that situation to actually pick up that kill. And now that the right-hand side tower is going to take a lot of damage. Zalia's going to take first tower of the game.
Tower goes down there now, looking for a fight on Thor. Ra's on the way. 1, 2, 3 hits. He's dead.
Wow.
Serpent does not land there. Completely bursted out. Ra not going to back off entirely. His hub was on the way. Zalia is now free and clear. Optics just did not expect that amount of damage. And that's what's so great about Bakasura solo. He's going to get the farm. He's going to get the levels. And if you get too close to him, he's going to get your life.
Yeah, he really will. He's really dangerous. The one thing about Bakasura that a lot of people you need to remember is true damage. True damage. On his Butcher's Blades, it's the only ability in game that actually gives you true damage, I believe, if I'm correct. And with that, it can do so much damage as the game goes on. Like, it goes through armor, it goes through magic resistance, it does so much. And Thor just did not expect that much to come out. Nice impale from Funballer there onto Bugsy. So Bugsy having a bit of a hard time now. Funball is starting to get into the rhythm of it in that lane.
That's the benefit of getting Transcendence. The only downside, like we were mentioning earlier, is that if you are looking to box with other hunters, you're not going to be able to do it very well. If you're up against a hunter who went Draining Blade, Heartseeker, you're going to lose that box every single time. But if you don't lose the early laning phase, you don't die too many times, or you don't die at all like Bugsy has, now is the point where that Transcendence is going to do a ton. He has tons of damage. Transcendence, depending on the person, can be anywhere from 95 to 98 physical damage bonus. Not only that, he gets a ton of mana and mana regeneration, so Ur will be able to use his abilities more often, switch stances more often, and get more initiation and harassment more often. So that's what's so great about Transcendence, and he's at that point now. 17 minutes into the game, Transcendence is now starting to pay off. Now once he starts to finish his attack speed, which is the only thing he's lacking, attack speed and penetration, he has the Draining Blade for the flat pen, he's got the combat boots and the hidden dagger, which I imagine is going to be a rage. He's going to start hitting really, really hard.
Yeah, I mean, he will start doing a lot of damage as this game goes on. One thing I want to point out, Zalia is doing his best to invade the enemy jungle on the right-hand side as much as possible. Now that this tower's gone down, it's his opportunity to start trying to explore, force some XP away from him. He tried to take away the red buff, forcing the Searing Pain out of Ra. In that situation, Spoo did a good job of making sure he secured that one for his team. Otherwise, he would have missed it. But Axe goes out from Bugsy, a pressure onto Proxy QQ, having to juke away all the time being, as the pressure looks to be mounting mid from Team Coast.
Mid lane is the next eye of contention here for Team Coast. They're grouping up like you mentioned. Red tower is down, so Box is going to rotate over and support. Ur is now being forced to run over to the left side and pretend that he's going to be able to defend this. Honor is going to back off. Gold Fury is respawning soon, though, as Sun Wukong goes home. This could be an opportunity for Team Coast if they go for it quickly, but Kali, Hobwa, and Honor all in the area.
Yeah, everybody floating around at the same time for the time being. The only person who's got a ward over there is Team Coast for the time being, though. So they've got no vision of this to expose secrets. So they've got to keep an eye on where the enemy team position, and that's why we saw Proxy QQ go back. He needed to go and get some wards so we can get some vision of this. Mid camps do go to Team Coast on the left there.
Ward coming out, going to clear this out. Proxy going to get a free ward for this one, taking it out immediately. Ra on his way over as he clears out the mid lane. Boxer's going to take the mid camps as well. Checking on the graphs, you're going to see 1,000 gold in favor of Team Close, 700 experience in favor of Team Close.
It's nothing.
And now, you know, it's absolutely nothing. I mean, 20 minutes in this game, 19 minutes in this game, it's going to come down to objectives, which it looks like Team Coast will be looking for.
Yeah, two buffs in that situation evens up the XP and gold in no time whatsoever. So this Gold Fury that we're probably going to see contested now is going to be big, but Thor's going up dry.
Knocked downtown, looking for it, not going to find it here. Now looking for Zalia. Zalia going to jump away. There goes the backup. Good stun. Good backup. Forcing him away. The creepy curse on the ground as well. Searing Pain is available. He wants to go for it. Sprinting away from that Shadow Nightmare. Damage output. Looking for the damage. Emilito very low here. Does he have an ultimate available? Gets the heal off. There goes Optics. Pops the Shaman. Can he get away from this one? That was a Berserker Barrage. Not giving enough damage here. Exposed Secret is just far too strong for them to deal with. Now Bugsy can't get a chance to get in on the fight. That was the biggest benefit that Exposed Secrets had there. They had their hunter.
Yeah, and Zaylia did so much damage in that fight. They were focusing on Emilito. Optics tried to body block as much as possible and absorb the damage so Emilito could escape, and ended up sacrificing his life in that situation. Oh, Axe lands from Bugsy, and now Proxy QQ is the one that's going to have to back away from that. But Team Coast come out of that situation ahead. I don't think they've got in the best position to still take the Gold Fury, though, so it's just a one-kill pickup.
We're looking at here on the left side of the map. Gold Fury is available. Looks like he can contest this here as Bacchus comes on over. That was a big win for Exposed Secrets getting that kill, but not really that big as far as the overall scheme of things go. Looking for that next objective. The towers are not even. That's one thing we should talk about as well, is the fact that Exposed Secrets has a tower down, but they're also behind in gold. So that's even better for Team Coast.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, being behind as well in that situation, it's going to help them out as the game goes on. If they can actually manage to pick up these objectives and even it up in towers, then Team Coast are going to have the advantage for sure. I mean, at the moment, gold is in favour. Right, the second gold is in favour ever so slightly of Team Coast, and XP is ever so slightly in favour of Team Exposed. So you can see the differences between the two. That anything, this game is really evenly balanced right now.
Bakasura waiting to the enemy jungle, not going to find a damage buff here, not respond yet, but he will find a blue buff, stealing that away. Zaylia's got a lot of gold here for his name. He's going to be at 10,000. In fact, he's going to be the most farmed in the game, tied for Spoo here. So Spoo and him are at the same amount of gold right now, and so Gold Fury is the next point of contention. Looks like Team Coast is setting up for it. Zenokong is in the area, Hobwa and Kali are in the area. Boxer is now going to steal the damage buff, which is going to be taken out as well. Looks like he put the blue buff on the ground. He left one minion for both of them, but it's going to leave time for Team Coast to start the Gold Fury. Proxy QQ on his way over here. Hindua's Frostic is waiting in the area as well. Could this be a good initiation, Team Coast? Exposed is not responding. Hobbo went back to the base, and Boxer is not there yet. They're going to leash it away, it looks like. They're not going to want to fight this as Bugs gets stunned out.
They've not got the vision of where everybody is. They're not sure where Hebois is. They're going aggressive onto Zaylia for the time being. The charm comes out as well. Onto Kali. Kali having to do as much as you can to escape that for the time being. But in the end, that worked out great for Exposed Secrets because Zaylia managed to steal away that red buff.
Oh, the red buff is gone. He's got that extra damage output. If he gets in there and gets a good ultimate across the board, he'll get characters like Thor, like Honor, like the Ur on the backside. Once he gets cut out, Thornax coming through, not going to find the dunk, the damage, the back out, the big burst. Frosty probably his ultimate here. There goes the destruction. Thor up in the air, look for the dunk coming from the above. The skies will fall down. Who's going to land on? There goes the dunk coming in. The damage not going to Bugsy. Bugsy escapes. Bakasura is eating dinner here. It's going to be chicken tonight as he goes for Spoo, but can't get the kill on her. Does he have ultimate? No ultimate. Searing Pain going to land right on top. There's the dunk. Zenokong over the air. Jingu Bang not going to get it. Still alive. The dunk comes through. He gets blocked by the Obelisk though. Now forced to disengage here. Exposed to winning this fight. Bakasura forcing away. The knockup from Hobwa is going to be enough. Team Coast has been knocked out of the running. They're going to go back and look for the Gold Fury.
Yeah, everyone's going to back away for the time being from Team Coast. Exposed Secrets did a great job there. One thing to point out, I loved what Optics did in that fight. He went up in the air and waited for Frostiak to jump away after using the ultimate, and then landed and went, no son, no, you ain't disappearing on me, you're dead. But the problem is, on the backside of that, Zaylia chased after Ra, took him out of the fight, and turned it around thanks to Sun Wukong diving that tower in that left-hand lane. Great pickup from Exposed Secrets. They now have a very small lead, but a lead.
Looking like 2,000 gold in the lead here, like you said. It's not a big lead, but it's certainly enough for them to be able to try and use it to their advantage in the next fight. Now the buffs are respawning here. Looks like they're going to pick this up, and it looks like, Aphrodite's going to come over here, and it's going to be the worst Christmas present ever as one minion in both these camps, both blue and damage,
it's just
on the right side of the map. It's a great strategy, right? It's hard to make that consideration. It's something that's so simple. You think about, okay, if you're coming out here, you want to leave it so they can't get it, but at the same time, if you're winning the game very handily, you sometimes want to just, you want to clear it out so that you can get it because you're confident you're going to pick it up next time. And so Bakasura, played by Zaylia, is going to take the safe road, leave that little minion there, make sure it doesn't respawn, and kind of just put Team Coast down in the gold count.
But that's the pressure that Zaylia has been given by managing to take down that tower in the right-hand lane. He's able to keep rotating into this jungle, looking for opportunities. And unfortunately, Team Coast didn't manage to, realize where Zaylia was. And if they did, they could have done Gold Fury at the time that was available to them. Instead, they lost the red buff and the fight in mid.
And she should come out here looking for it. Crushing Wave comes out. One more hit. The knockup. He misses it. Uses the purification piece. Looks for the knockup. Can't find it either. After it needs some bird damage, the hammer hits it. Optics going for it and getting it there. Shenheimer had one spell to hit. Bakasura gets slowed inside the tower. Can't get it. Uda is on his way over, running from the jungle as he pops up. That Invigorate to move a little bit faster. Decoy is taking the tower for the time being. Fire Giant is the next point of contention for him. They're going to be able to take out Shadow Nightmare, and so Team Coast has an opportunity to get an objective here, but it's not really as safe as they would want it to be.
Yeah, Zaylia's already rotating back. They're not too scared of the situation. It's a 3v3 mid for the time being. Only one member went down, and that was of Exposed Secrets in that situation. Shadow Nightmare dying. But the aggression's still going on in the middle lane for the time being, but we can see already a Frosty
Ollie
rotating around, looking for the opportunity. The stun goes out. We can see a lot of damage onto Aphrodite. She's already just going to back away. And now it's Frosty that's going to escape that because the whole team of Team Coast is there already.
The benefit of Team Coast is now coming in full fruition here as they're using the double heal from Ron Aphrodite to keep themselves alive. That's what they're great at. Knockback, destruction gets used by Frosty. I think get away from this fight. The birds are still ticking. Will it be enough? No, the heal from the last little bit of destruction is going to be enough. Now, of course, they still have Aphrodite. They still have Rock. They keep the siege alive. There goes that tower. They just can't keep up with it. And now Exposed Secrets, without the damage of Havois, they got to back off.
Yeah, they're going to. I mean, Team Coast are going to back out for the time being. Rotate to the mid Harpies. They got the objective. They picked up a kill. Great for them. They don't take the gold lead, but at the moment the experience is still in favor of Exposed Secrets. But they do put the objective back on the map again. And mid lane, I feel mid lane tower is definitely more important than that solo lane.
Rock coming from behind here as he stands in the lane, grouping up very heavily. Azalea still getting this farm on. In fact, looking at his gold now, 11.9k across the board. He's still going to be the most farm. Actually, it's the most farm in the game by far, even over Spoo. And so he's just doing so well. And that's what you have to do with Bakasura, right? I mean, your late game damage is all team. Bakasura's team fight, his claim to fame is his damage. He doesn't really have a team fight other than just eating people alive and just shredding HP bars. And so the more he farms, the better his team is going to be off here. And that's really what you have to understand with characters like Bakasura, is that your job is to farm, and Zelia understands it well.
Yeah, he's doing a great job of it as well, and now I like this rotation from Exposed Secrets here. They're abusing the fact they've just left Raw mid, and so they're going to be able to take this middle tower down now in response to the one that Team Coast took earlier in the mid lane, and that's going to open the map up massively. It's going to be more important now to make sure you ward and get vision of where they're rotating to.
Looking for Zelia. Zelia not going to get caught there, so he's backed off entirely. And so now the Fire Giant is available. Let's see if they can't rotate over to grab it over here. And now we're waiting for the big fight to start. Havois is in the mix this time. On her Ura across the map, though, so they're not going to be able to join in on this one. There goes Initiation, Sadheimer, stun, Hammer coming through. Berserk Barrage not going to get there. There goes the first wave of damage from Havois. Keep in mind that Havois, the more damage he does more damage the longer he's in the fight. Every time he casts an ability, he'll stack up his passive, getting more and more scaling out of it. Left side is on her versus Ur. 1 versus 1 on her, pushed up against the wall.
Is coming over there. It looked like he was looking for an opportunity to do that there, but he's backed out of that situation. One thing to mention, Shadow Nightmare did have to use his beads in that situation. So if Team Coast can look for an initiation, now knowing Shadow Nightmare doesn't have those beads available, it's a perfect opportunity to do so, and it cost them nothing as well.
Mid lane pushed up here, still 1 versus 1 on the left side of the map on her, taking a lot of harassment from Ur here. And it's going to be really difficult for him to kind of defend this as he goes forward. You can see Bugsy going into axe stance, I guess you should call it, waiting for the opportunity to throw out that axe and send him out, look for a kill. Funballer now defending it. The Fire Jet has been pinged by Team Coast, so they're looking to go over here, but it's probably a bait. I'd imagine they want to try this outright.
I mean, here comes the aggression coming out. Searing Pain actually misses because Frosty jumps into the air. The ultimate already pops. But Shadow Nightmare is going to go down to Emelito now. Thor goes to the sky looking for some recovery. Look at the battling Zelia. Zelia chopping through everybody. The regurgitation push, the true damage is doing work right now. Raw is left alive with Optics, trying to run for his life for the time being, trying to make sure it trades back. But Zelia continuing the chase. They're going to back out for the time being. It's 2 for 2 in that situation. But Anhurt and Ul finally turn to the fight. It's not over yet, or is it, Dry?
Looking for a follow-up here. Impale would be huge, but Funballer now looking to risk everything for this one after that big win they just got in front of the Fire Giant area. The Thorn Axe going to land here on Zelia. There goes the hit. The damage output is real, but so is Bakasura. The turnaround is going to be big. Funballer not in the area to respond to that one. Tectonic Rift, no follow-up. Great Obelisk for the slow, and an Impale stun on Optics to keep him from jumping in entirely. And so now we're waiting to see if they can actually force this out. The tower is available, but a big pickup by Exposed Secrets. Look at the graph. There's still 2,000 gold in the lead.
Yeah, it's still 2,000 in the golden lead, but like we keep saying, right, it's not that big a deal. Like, this game can go either way right now. And for a round of 16 game, like, both these teams realize how important this one in terms of standings is right now. They have to deal with the enemy team and take them out of this, because whichever team goes on are going to get points, basically, and put the other team in a really bad spot going into week 3.
Yep, running up here in the mid lane. Towers are down. Fire Giant is available. Gold Fury has respawned here, so keep that in mind. That's going to be the next point of contention for these two teams. They want to pick up that gold gain. They want to make sure the enemy team does again. In fact, if Exposed Secrets gets it, they're going to be pretty far ahead in this game. Big 800 crits coming up from Bugsy. Sudokong's in the area, but so is Box. Be careful about that. It seems like no one knows it's here. Great and intelligent play by Bugsy. He puts the counter ward down to make sure they don't know he's doing it. He's going to solo it up here. That's the best way to do it as a hunter. Put that ward down first, then start to solo it up. And with the damage and lifesteal he has, with that Deathbringer done, it's an easy 1-2 for him.
Yeah, it was a really good pickup from them. Shout out to Safari, though, because he kept Proxy QQ busy, so he didn't have any understanding that the Gold Fury was being done there. But nice work from Bugsy there, realizing he had the damage to solo it without any real issues. So easy pickup there for Team Coast. Gold is pretty much even now in terms of one camp difference between the two. Safari just having to belly flop away from a bad situation there. But now Fire Giant is being pinged on from, it looks like Exposed Secrets as well, looking to ward it up. And I think we're going to see a lot of contention over here. Left tower is probably going to drop in the next wave if it keeps being pushed like that, though.
Fire Giant available. Proxy Q zoning it out here. Zaylia's going to start it up. They have it. It's leashed away. Looking for Safari here. There's the stun. No follow-up here. Proxy's on his own. Zalia is in the area. Belly flop not going to land. A little bit graceful there, but Udin is by himself in the mid lane. They're following on a Bugsy. There goes the Aegis Pen to slow him down. Good Albus. Impale's available as well. He's got nowhere to go. Honor predicts it. Jumps over. Desert Fury coming through as well. Thorndark's down in the mid lane trying to force them to go away. Collie trying to go for this, but backs off entirely. Thrown Axe comes away, and Bamlito has a kill. Funball is coming through the backside. Do they have the Impale for the flank? It's a good position for them, but there goes the belly flop, the double hit. They're going to go for Zalia. He jumps over the wall, but doesn't do any damage outside of the fight. Proxy is up in the air. Rugsy, actually, Bug's going to go down here as Proxy dunks down on top. Optics is forced to disengage. Emilito by himself, the backup, the burst, the decoy goes down. It's going to be a 1-for-1 so far. It looks like they don't want to follow up too far.
1-for-1 so far, but Team Coast aren't done yet. They're going to push on mid lane. They can easily rotate to the Fire Giant due to the amount of sustain they've got from Ra and Aphrodite together. They did a great job there. Ula was taken out of the fight, chased down completely, but they overcommitted so much that the rest of Team Coast collapsed on the back end of it, caused a lot of damage. Funball has got some work to do here. Zaylia's going to rotate over. He doesn't have his ultimate available with the Regurgitate to AoE this down, but you've got to be careful of your Team Coast here.
They have the healing, they have the sustain, but they're not going to risk it. They don't know where the rotations are coming from. Sinokong is still alive. Frostiak on Kali still alive. And they don't want to just risk them rotating over and getting stolen away because that would be huge for Team Coast right now. There's still 500 gold behind. This game is available for either team to take. And knowing that fact, they're not going to try and run the risk. The gold is going to come from the jungle. It's going to come from the minions. And they're going to wait for that next big engagement.
It's too close a game drive. This is the problem they've got right now. It's so close that any mistake could throw this. And if you throw the Fire Giant, you're going to lose a lot of towers or possibly the game as well. So both teams are balancing on a knife edge right now. Either team could take this one. And it just shows how good the competition is in EU because it's a round of 16 game right here. And it is really, really close.
They're grouping up on the right side of the map. The Gold Fury is not available. There's no jungle buffs to get. It's only going to come down to this next engagement. Proxy's heading home. Nope, looks like he was backbidding with the vision on the ground, trying to force them to try to go for something crazy, canceling it in the last second. He knew the vision was there. Of course, he did counter that ward and used it to his advantage, which is smart, high-level play. Put the counter ward down, recognize the ward, and try to use that fact that they think you don't know that they can see you is a big, big thing. They're grouping up in front of the Furies here. Looks like Emilito is looking to start this off. Bacchus is in the area as well. Sanu Kong, played by Proxy, is there. Impale coming out for Funball, not going to land. Flush will be him on the ground. Will the team fight start off right?
It's just going to be balanced out for the time being. Each team just looking for positions, looking for a pick and the best opportunity. But the longer this game goes on, the sooner everybody's going to reach those 6 items. And when they do, there's a double assassin comp on Exposed Secrets. Looks like the aggression's going to be advantage from Exposed Secrets. They want to fight this one. And there comes the Regurgitate from Zalia. He's doing a lot of damage already. Gets stunned for the most part to try and slow himself down. Aggression coming on to the main part of the front line. Emilito tanking up the best he can. 4 comes down on the back line, taking out Proxy QQ for the time being. Lead back in, everybody backing out for Team Coast, but it looks like Shadow Nightmare's going to go down. Bugsy picks that one up. Meanwhile, he goes down in trade to Zalia with thanks to a great impale from Funballer. 1-for-1, it was an AD carry for a mid laner.
That was such an unfortunate positioning there for Bugsy to be in. He was on the left side flank, and as soon as his team backed off, they immediately rotated and just jumped on. Just the collapse was insane there. Looking for the follow-up. Funball, a lot of damage. Just picking it up through. Not going to land. There's the backup as well. There goes Prosti. Profi has told him that destruction is on the ground, but he's going to need the HP to get out. He's going to use it to get out. Jumps over the wall with that nimble strike. Thor with the hit. No distance to clear. Funball has no mana, but he's used the basic attacks the best they possibly can. There's the Jingle Bang. Optics is forcing them out of the fight entirely. Will they go for the Fire Giant? Zalia is at full HP here, able to rotate over, but he's 4 versus 1 with a lot of CC on the ground. Not even Zalia is willing to 4v1, and an enemy team with so much sustain and protection. They're going to back off. It looks like they were trying to get a kill, but it stands a 1-for-1 trade.
Yeah, he's still 1-for-1. I mean, Zalia's still alive and Proxy QQ for Exposed Secrets. You can't really risk doing the Fire Giant. We keep discussing this over and over again. The game's too close to risk it and make a mistake. So why take it and just fight back out and go again? You seem to be winning the team fights. You just got to try and pick off 1 or 2 more targets or 1 or 2 more important targets to secure that Fire Giant.
Fire Giant's available. Neither team really has the opportunity to jump on it just yet. They're kind of waiting for an opportunity to get maybe 3, maybe 4 kills, but due to an unfortunate positioning between both teams, it seems like the targets that really need to stay alive are the ones that are dying every time. Showdown Nightmare dying in almost every single game, 1-6 right now, and they need his damage to kind of pull through the late stages. When you're up against a strong heal lineup, of course, Bach is very tanky, Ra and Aphrodite both have strong heals. Thor, highly immobile, and Ur, of course, has his lifesteal in axe stance and high mobility himself. You really have to be careful about, how much damage you lose in the early stage as exposed secrets. They need that big burst to take out the healers so they can kind of take control of the team fight. But speaking of taking control, they have the ward control.
Well, there's two fights going on at the same time because Fire Giant's still being rotated around, but at the same time, Xaylia and Bugsy are both sat at this goal field going, you start it, you pull it, and I'll kill you. No, you pull it, and I'll kill you. So Xaylia's doing a good job of just keeping Bugsy busy for the time being. So those two out of the fight for contention at the moment. Meanwhile, Fire Giant from Team Coast are actually taking control of that area now, clearing out the wards, getting the vision available, and looking for the opportunity as the dance continues still between Xaylia and Bugsy.
Bugsy just wants to kind of do the Gold Fury, and Xaylia is happy keeping him here. He knows that the more Team Coast separates, the more Exposed Secrets has an advantage. You got single target, secret target damage with On Her, with Kali, Habwa. If they get less people in an area, they're more likely to win the fight, whereas Team Coast, they're more of a team fight team. They just stick together. The damage is going to come from Ur, the damage is going to come from Thor, they need damage from Ra, but really what comes together for them is then when they're in one single unit of 5, and Xaylia is happy to separate them away from that. Of course, now grouping up yet again and not losing the Gold Fury in the process is a pretty happy thing.
I mean, the game has slowed down quite a bit because everybody's too scared to throw. That's the big key here. Everyone's so scared to throw. They're all trying to stay in position, not get caught out. And even if they do lose the fight, try and stay alive. But there's the aggression again, and Melito takes quite a bit of damage there. The stun comes out from Thor as well. The aggression on the crushing wave goes across. Does a little bit. Thor's in the air as well. The Searing Pain goes out. Bugsy goes down. Sorry, Bugsy takes out Shadow Nightmare in that one. Aggression score. Fire lands. Nice dunk onto 2 members. Xaylia and Frostiak now getting involved in this fight as well. Xaylia's being the focus target right here, being forced away. Frostiak on the backside though, looking for pressure onto Melito and Spoo. But how do you kill 2 healers who are healing each other consistently? Frostiak's going to go down. This is going so well for Team Coast at the moment. We can see Funball is in trouble as well. He's one of the last men standing. He does take out Optics though. The axe lands though before he can leap away. And that is going to be, looks more than likely for a Team Coast. They're going to be able to pick up this Fire Giant finally.
That's a very poor engagement here for Exposed Secrets. They had the good start there, but it seems like Showdown Nightmare is just using his ultimate too early. He knows they have Aegis Pendants. He knows they have Aegis Amulets. He knows they have Aphrodite ultimate, and he uses his ultimate right to start the fight. There goes the dunk to get the steal off. It's a little bit too early here. Xaylia's in the fight. He's trying to deal it out. There's a Searing Pain. Double hit. Exposed Secrets seals it away. Proxy loses his life for it, but he's happy to throw it away.
Oh man, that was crazy. I mean, overall, only Xaylia's going to have the Fire Giant, but denying it from Team Coast was really important there in that situation. They would have lost a lot of pressure on the map and been in a bad spot. So that's off the board for the time being. But the problem is, once again, Driver, we're going to have this Mexican standoff once again because neither team wants to engage. Although they're trying to pressure mid at the moment, Team Coast still using the advantage of the fact that most of the team were dead for the time being. I don't think they'll take it down though, because Shadow Nightmare's here, putting a lot of damage onto Safari, forcing him to belly flop away. But that was really important. One thing I want to note as well is Proxy QQ went in there early, and Team Coast did a good job of stopping the damage while they tried to kill Proxy QQ, but unfortunately still managed to secure it. Great play from him.
And also, the damage from Xaylia as well, put it under that threshold, he's able to kind of burst it, so, that Proxy's able to realize as soon as it hits that threshold, he's got enough damage to kind of put it to the threshold and then handle the gods immediately after. Gold Fury is going to be picked up here by Exposed Secrets, I'd imagine. Thor is on his way over, but I don't know how much he'll be able to do by himself because they're not going to realize it. So suddenly, Exposed Secrets is 2,300 gold in the lead with Fire Giant buff on. Looks like it's going to be on Xaylia. He picked it up himself, and he's the only person that was able to pick it up there. But still, that's a lot of benefit. Not only, like you mentioned, is the opportunity cost for Team Coast. They don't have the buff, but they have it on Xaylia of all people. That's where the damage is for their big AoE team fight. And that's what's been so hard for them, is that, they had the damage from Xaylia. They had the damage from Funballer, but it seems like Frostiak is falling incredibly short. And the reason being is, number one, he's got good sprint, but he has no way to deal with the amount of interruption that Team Coast has. You have the back off that knocks you away. You have the slow from Ra. You have the stun from Ur. You have the double stun from Thor. You have the slow knockup from Bacchus. Kali is a character that needs to be able to glue to a target, and with Hog's sprint, she can't really do that. She has no way of getting to a target and staying there with all the interruption that Team Coast has.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what Frostiak's looking to do, is engage for his team, force all the cooldowns to be wasted on him so Xaylia can come in and clean up, but he's having issues at the moment because he's not putting out enough damage. Aggression from Team Coast, looking to pick up exposed secrets, bit of a trade in the jungle behind the Gold Fury area. Axe does miss for the time in Searing Pain, only on proxy QQ. Frostiak's going in, he's going to engage for his team again, but he takes so much damage, he has to pop the ultimate very, very early in this, but now Xaylia is here, putting damage down too. There's Optics again, every single time Frostiak goes in, Optics goes, no, hammer time, I'm dropping on your face.
Now forced out here. Good initiation. Boxer is still there with the Fire Giant buff. Looks like he wants to go in on this one. Funball taking a lot of damage from Optics there as they look for the kill on Proxy. Boxer from the backside looking for damage here. Interruption. Look at the CC they have available. Inchman gets forced out by Optics trying to get out of the fight, but the heal from Ra's going to be enough. On her surrounded. Forced to disperse out of there. Does he have the stun? There's the stun, the knockup, the Searing Pain's gonna hit home. Proxy's pretty tanky, but how much tanky is necessary? There goes the Belch of the Gods, can't get the burn forward, comes out, but Funball's forced to use purification beads. And again, they're coming back, they're healing up, and they're using their strength, their fight very well.
Yeah, Exposed Secrets. Oh, the aggression's still coming out again. Showdown may have to use the crushing. He's going to go down for that, but his hand's going. But Xaylia's going in as well. He does take out Bugsy, which is very important in terms of it. Funball on the back line still alive as well.
Stun, knockback, slow, stun. Forcing the tower. Sprint's not going to be enough. They're forcing away. Hammer. Does he go for it? Searing Pain's going to hit home the burst damage. There goes Funball. Now looking for Xaylia on the backside. The slow is going to be enough. He jumps away with that takedown, but now looking for Proxy Q. Zoning out another tower. Goes the way of Team Coast. The gold lead is still in favor of Exposed Secrets. Keep that in mind. The Fire Giant will be responding shortly, but at the same time, you have to be careful about when it responds and if you're ready to take it.
The big issue that Exposed Secrets have is that on extended team fights, Team Coast have so much sustain with Aphrodite and Ra at this stage of the game that they're able to just sit in these fights and go, okay, yeah, we'll poke you down. And slowly but surely, you're all going to die. And we're going to win the fights and take objectives. So if they can keep forcing these fights, Team Coast, where they go on for a long time with these engages, they will come on top. It was really interesting, though. Shadow Knight there, I felt like he committed suicide to an extent. Like, he popped his beads and went, Crushing Wave! Oh, I'm dead, you know? And then they just healed back up and continued the push. Picked up that left-hand tower.
What's the problem with Hobwa is if you fall behind, I mean, you're going to be able to do damage regardless. Hobwa is just born for damage. But, you know, if you fall behind too early and then you try to initiate the fights, I think that's the issue that Shadow Nightmare is having. Is he's trying to be the point man for his team. He needs to not be the point man. You have characters like Bakasura, you have Sun Wukong, you have Kali. You let them go in and you're trying to split them up and then look for the damage, kind of sit back and float like a butterfly, sting like AMC. But he's just not going to be able to do it here while he's initiating every single fight. And he's so squishy. You know, you have huge crits from Uruk, you have the dunk from Thor, you have the Searing Pain from a long distance from Ra, and every single time he tries to initiate the fight, especially with his ultimate, he initiates forward with his Crushing Wave. He's completely out of position, no HP, no survivability, and just dies. He doesn't have it. Keep in mind, they also have the healing. There's been 44,000 healing done total by Team Coast. 32,000 by Ra, 12,000 by Aphrodite, a huge amount of healing. And so if Hobwa doesn't get all his damage done in one small window, they're going to heal right back up. And he just doesn't seem like he understands that fact.
Yeah, and it's becoming an issue. I mean, we keep talking over this as they do the Mexican standoff around the Fire Giant again. But what we need to see is Frostiak engage and actually try and do a little bit of damage. But here's an engage coming out now, Driver.
They're in there. There's the slow from Elita looking for the kill, and Aphrodite pops the ultimate there. They're going to follow up in a split fight. Sun Wukong up in there. Searing Pain is going to come out here doing very minimal damage to Frostic. They're looking for Bacchus of all players. I don't know why they're going for the Thor Stun's going to be enough. Xaylia, Frostic has the destruction, needs to get out of the fight there. They're going to burst on top of him. Will it be enough? There goes the hit, the backup on Thor. He's going to take him out there. Now looking for Proxy QQ on the backside. He's forced to Ox out. It's a 1-for-1 trade so far. Boxer doing damage here. Xaylia forced out of the fight. Boxer is going to get out completely. Bacchus in the backside as well, taking up for his team. But again, they're going to heal right back up. Hobwa has the damage, but Elito is going to be healing right back up to about 1/3 HP, a quarter HP, half HP, always being able to sustain himself. It was a great initiation by Exposed Secrets, but they just have to be able to focus on the right target.
Yeah, but they're starting to realize now that Rod got dropped in that fight, and taking away the healing is what the strength of Team Coast is right now. So taking away one healer, you can see it's taking a lot longer this time around for Team Coast to sustain themselves back to full health and be able to rotate and do something. And by taking Ra out of that fight means they can't rotate over for Fire Giant in that situation as well. 20-14 in favor of Team Coast in terms of kills. Gold, however, is in favor of Exposed Secrets, and XP is pretty much even.
Damage buffing picked up here by Ur. Going to make sure he picks it up. Looks like it might be going to Thor. No, he's looking to trade it off there. Honestly, not that bad of a situation. You look at Bugsy's build so far. He knows that he's going to get native attack speed from his bow stance. You know, it's actually quite a lot. Plus the steroid that he has from exposed weakness. He's going to get a lot of damage and attack speed from his kit. And so he's looking for crit, penetration, and more damage on the top end, which he does with, he accomplishes with the Deathbringer. He's got the Transcendence, he's got Titan's Bane, and so using the passive attack speed he has already to kind of control that aspect. Look at the inventory right now for Team Coast. This is something that just warms my heart as a caster. They have 5 sentry wards. That's going to be 6, 7, 8 total wards. They want vision, they're going to have it.
And the reason they've got all these wards as well, not just because everyone should buy wards, but because if you have to recall to go and get some more, you're going to give up positioning. And they don't want to do that as Funball. It possibly gets caught out here. Has to use beads to escape the stun from Thor coming out as well. So see him playing across, actually only connects with Pros QQ as well, so Spear's going to have that on cooldown for the time being. Does come off cooldown very, very quickly though, once you get to this stage of the game.
Fire Giant has started up here. Exposed Secrets is in the area on her, a little bit scattered. They're going to start it and back off immediately. They have the heals to maintain themselves. Hobble needs to be very careful. Now watch Down Nightmare in this engagement. He needs to be careful about when he goes in and why. Boxer over. There goes the ultimate doing damage. Thor's up in the air. He's going to leave his team available. Bogsy very low. Aegis Man, he's got nowhere to go. Thor from above. There's the hit. Incense comes out as well. The stun's going to be enough. Frostiak looking for the bulb on Thor. Will they be able to get the teleport back over the right side of the map? You're going to see Emilito and Spoo coming together here. Searing Pain hitting too. Shadow Nightmare's going to go down to Emilito. Now Proxy's out of the fight entirely. Spoo coming from behind. That huge damage is all they need. Spoo led him right down the floodgates, and they're going to walk into the trap. Boxer looking for the kill on Spoo. Can't get it. The heals. That's a very hitting 1, 2, 3, 4 spears. Now finding Emilito. The damage is going to be enough. Proxy QQ gets a player kill. Now looking for Spoo, forcing him into the tower from above. Spoo's got nowhere to go. He's got nowhere to run to. There goes the crit. Spoo goes down as well. Exposed Secrets takes the fight, and now Optics is left wondering.
That was really big. I mean, Optics can't do anything in this situation here. He's going to have to give up the Fire Giant. If he goes in, he's going to sacrifice his soul for this one. So he's going to have to back away. But that was amazing from Exposed Secrets. I thought they messed up as well, Drybear, because the amount of aggression they put onto Ra was fantastic. But then Aphrodite was just there like, we'll just keep healing each other and kiting you around forever. But at the same time, they slowly whittled them down. Great job from Exposed Secrets. The Fire Giant on all members of the team other than Shadow Nightmare. They can pressure this mid tower. Finally, some towers going to go down. And because we're 46 minutes in the game, they can tank it up for so long. Minions don't really matter at this stage when it comes to absorbing tower shots.
You know, I think that all comes down to Ur's positioning in the last fight. He was on the far left side, exposed by himself. He forced Thor to use his ultimate to defend Ur, and Ur ended up dying anyway. And so you really have to be careful about your positioning as a hunter and, you know, not force your teammates to make, you know, haphazard or poor initiations on your behalf just to save you. That's exactly what happened. Ur was caught up on the far left side of the fight, nowhere to go, completely exposed, especially with damage from Kali and Bakasura. He just went for free, and then Thor was out of the fight, and that left the whole right side of the map, Ra, Aphrodite, and of course Bacchus by themselves with no damage support. Now all they really had was the Ra ultimate, and once they used it, they got it, but at the same time, it's just really, really hard to recover from that kind of split. Like we were mentioning earlier, Team Coast is not a team that is built for scatter. They're not skirmishers. They're a big team fight. They need to cluster together, use their healing, use their support, use their interruption, try to win the fight. But the second they split up like that, Exposed Secrets gets exponentially better. You have Bakasura with great single target damage, On her with great single target damage, Hobbo with great single target damage, and Kali with great single target damage. If people are alone, they're gonna die, and Team Coast is not understanding that.
No, and at the same time, Exposed Secrets are starting to realize now, like we said, during these sustained fights, if they group together, Team Coast are winning because of the sustain of the heals. But what you do is they've all got different targets now, Exposed Secrets. You saw that in the last fight. They all chased a different man in the situation and scattered them, exactly as you said. And finally, the game's back has been broken ever so slightly as the Golden Experience lead has gone in favor of Exposed Secrets. 2 towers have gone down quickly in succession. They're looking to group on this left side, put some extra tower pressure on. And if Team Coast wanted to contest this here, they've got to do it against a full Fire Giant up team.
Yeah, they've got that, and that Fire just going to help them clear that gap where they don't have the sustain that Team Coast has. But Fire Giant provides a lot of sustain. August are up by himself, knocked him in there, needs to jump away here. He gets the distance, but how much is necessary? Thor up in the air. Will he go for the kill or will he defend his teammates? Bakasura throws down the ultimate. Thor still looking for the fight. Will he go for Bakasura? It's way out of the way. Dunks down. Now looking for the decoy. Proxy's decoy will go down. A beautiful pickup by Exposed Secrets, actually. Forcing out the Thor ultimate, forcing out the Aphrodite ultimate. They've got nothing left but the Ur ultimate, which never goes away. A big, big pickup, and now Exposed Secrets is poised to take this fight if they play it right.
Yeah, I mean, you just keep pushing this tower in. They got the tower, which was really important. One thing to shout out to, We did see Zelia have to use that regurgitate, so that's taken out of this fight. Searing Pain does connect onto Footballer. He's going to jump away now, taking a lot of damage from that Proxy QQ, doing his best with the Jingle Bang from the side, but the sustain from Team Coast is showing through again, able to just turtle at this Phoenix Tower for the time being. Rotation coming out from Exposed Secrets now, looking to swing to the middle lane for the time being, but Footballer gets caught again. The beads having to be forced out, leap away again. Burp coming out from Safari, but nice Impale, disengage once again. Team Coast hold for now.
Now you see Proxy backing off entirely. There's a good recovery by Team Coast, but at the same time, Exposed is now 9,600 gold in the lead. The Gold 3 was taken out, the Fire Giant was taken out, but the Fire Giant will be responding shortly here. And it's 1 minute after the buff falls off. You see the buff is still active for Funball and Zalia on the right side of the map. The damage is absolutely insane, and even though, looking at the numbers right now, you can see 37,000 healing done by Ra, 16,000 healing done by Aphrodite. That's over 50,000 healing total. A huge, huge number. They're able to focus their targets enough to get the kills they need. And that's exactly what Exposed Secrets was missing at the start of this game. They were too scattered. I mean, oftentimes you see them initiating on Bacchus, trying to kill off Aphrodite, trying to kill off Ra, but instead of focusing all their damages to one point, it's not going to be enough for them to overcome the amount of sustain that Team Coast has.
So everybody hitting full build now. The only one left is Safari, letting down the side at 50 minutes into this game now. Gold is not going to matter very soon, Drybear. It's all about positioning and taking down objectives, because once you hit full build, all you have to do is buy wards. That's all there is.
Vision is all you need. That's what they have right now. Back off there. Hubble on his way over. Bakasura. Rostiak. There goes the cat form, not gonna get the stun here. Looking for it, gonna get it. There's a follow-up. Good Aphrodite ultimate, but how much time does he need to buy before his team shows up here? Desert Fury is available. One more hit will do it. He's available. Desert Fury, one more speed will do it. Doesn't have the distance, but this should be enough. There goes as Funball. Rotates over now. Spoo pops the spray. Follow-up from Proxy QQ. Tectonic Rift, trying to force them to disengage here. There goes the Intoxicate. Frosty going down here. Each minute buys time for Spoo, but how much time does he need to disengage? Proxy is out of the way. Crushing Wave looking for Safari. Can't get the kill, but Optics is completely caught out. He goes down after the hammer does not get him out of the fight, and now Exposed Secrets is free to take this tower and even go back and get the Fire Giant.
Yeah, they're going to try and take the tower out in this situation. Funball trying to keep the pressure on for the long side, but Zalia's going to go down on the front line, stayed in too long. Spoo picking up the kill, and the Searing Pain would have taken out Funball, but that's a big leap from him, saving himself just in the nick of time.
It's so hard to be able to predict that, but he's able to do it this time around. The Fire Giant's available. Will they try to go for it? 2 players on the board right now. With Senokon going home, they might have enough to do it, but they will need the damage coverage. Funball is low HP. They know that he's going home. Shadowheimer's low HP. He's going home. They know they have to go home and heal back up. Good recovery here. Shadowheimer is staying at about 1/3 HP. See if he can't stay up enough to force them out. Lots of damage coming out here, but if Ur gets a crit or 2, he will go down. Fire Giant's there. They need a hand of the gods. 3 from Bacchus. Will they try to disengage? This would be a big one here. Will Proxy steal it away? Safari knocked up. The stun, the hit. Gets it. That forcer went now. Proxy QQ in a lot of trouble here. The stun is not going to go through the bubble, of course. Can't get out, but Shadowheimer is forced to disengage. Team Coast with a wonderful recovery.
What a call from Coast there. Whoever is the caller for Team Coast there did a great job of saying, go Fire Giant now. They forced them all back. They were all very low HP. Only bad thing to come out of that is that 2 members, the Raw and the Aphrodite, did not pick up the Fire Giant in that situation. But it's going to extend the game again. We're 50 minutes in this game, Drybear, and there's still Phoenix is standing. A Phoenix has not dropped in 52 minutes. Are you serious?
You know, look at the builds right now. The gold is starting to matter almost nothing. I mean, it's just inconsequential. You look across the way, Exposed Secrets all have full builds. They're completely done. Back over to Team Coast, it's a couple items that need to be finished here. Emilito doesn't have full builds. Safari doesn't have full build, but everyone else on the team does. And so the gold doesn't matter at all. The gold now is just for potions, wards, and elixirs. No elixirs have been picked up just yet, but everyone is rocking them potions. The towers are still in favor of Exposed Secrets. Keep that in mind. So, you know, at this point, with the gold not mattering, the experience not mattering, it's going to be more of map control and positioning. It's also going to matter in the way that if you get a big team fight victory, you have more things to kill before you're able to get a Phoenix or the Titan damaged at all. And so you see left side, Team Coast is grouping up. Zalia in the mid lane, a little bit far away here as 3 players on the backside are grouping up. 4 players now. Exposed Secrets is in position. Zalia on his way over from the flank. This could be a huge engagement.
Yeah, it really could be. And it's times like this when you want to sit there and go, I wish we had an Apollo to do some split push, because these team fights are just going to continue onwards and onwards, and it's very, very small changes, very, very small catches that are causing the issue. Exposed Secrets in that right-hand lane didn't get that down that tower and also through the Fire Giant because of it, but at the same time, they did a great catch onto Emilito in that situation. It caused some issues. So pressure with the Fire Giant buff coming out from Team Coast here. They're going to take the left-hand tower. Towers still in favor of Exposed Secrets for the time being. And the fact that they're getting gold for these towers doesn't mean anything. As we keep saying, gold is inconsequential right now. And to sustain the game, they're going to be able to rotate, take these towers, and finally, they can start looking at the Phoenixes.
I like that Ra is using his ultimate to full effectiveness. At this point in the game, he has a 30-second ultimate. Throw that out as often as you possibly can, just to get the damage and harassment out. You see them clearing out wards on their way over the right side. That's exactly what Team Coast needed to do. Use the sustain, use the position to take out the towers. Now, they're not taking out the towers for gold like we talked about. They're taking out towers for map control, for positioning, and the fact that if they win a team fight here, they'll be able to go all the way to the bank. They have nothing standing in their way. And of course, you know, Exposed Secrets, they know the gold doesn't matter. They're not going to try to defend these towers. It's just free for Team Coast and a good thing for them to do as they get higher and higher up on the map. Now, Exposed Secrets all grouped up here. Zaylia looking for the flank from over the wall. Willing over, looking for it. There goes the cripple. Good jump here. Now looking for the stun. Keeps it placed. He's got each man nowhere to go. Now Bugsy's in trouble here. Can they follow Frostiak? Does he have the jump? The sprint's there. The stun's going to be wasted. The fist of the gods. The dunk. They're going to get Bugsy. Now Optics gets out of the fight here. It's a 4 versus 5 already. There goes the kill on Ur, forcing him out of the fight. The Fire Giant's not available yet. Not going to be available for quite some time. Ra's already long gone. Bacchus is long gone. Thor is long gone. Aphrodite goes down. It's a 2-0 exchange for Exposed Secrets. It's exactly what we're talking about. They are the skirmishers. If you split up, they'll win.
The respawns, 73-second respawn time is they can definitely get a Phoenix in this situation. 3v5 right now. One thing to shout out to, Zaylia jumped over the wall, split the team's focus, and we saw Emelito disappear. He was like, poof, gone. You'd barely started shoutcasting what was going on with Zaylia as the aggression goes like, oh my goodness, that's searing pain. Did so much damage. Optics picks up the kill onto Frostiak. Aggression still on this Phoenix though. The Fire Giant team of Team Coast doing their best to defend in the situation. They want to keep this Phoenix.
Rushing way for 1500!
So much peace, so much damage. Safari trying to make sure he can slow him down. The beads he used to make sure he doesn't take out the stun though and get himself caught in a situation. But the Phoenix still stands dry bear.
They're looking for it. They can't get a good recovery. They're taking out Frostiak, but they're happy to take that and trade it for Ra. At this point, Kali is at where she's going to be. She has a potion inventory already to recover from now when the Fire Giant's going to come back here, but the damage is absolutely insane from Habwa. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Their single target damage is incredible, and if you stand still for too long, you will be evaporated. And I think that's the issue that Team Coast is experiencing right now. They were built for teamfight sustain and protections, but they don't really have enough damage. They have a lot of utility items. You're going to see Mail of Renewal, Breastplate of Valor. You have the Witch Blade, which is kind of like a pseudo-utility damage item itself. Magi's Blessing. You have High the Nemean Lion across the way. You're going to look at Spoo. He does have protections for himself, Bancroft's Talent. Even Optics went for a bit down the road kind of build. Shifter's Shield, Runeforged Hammer. He's got the Bulwark of Hope. Now, he doesn't have a whole lot of damage himself, but he's relying on penetration, but they just don't have the oomph that they need. They need Ur for that. Surprisingly enough, the two words that have a lot of weird sounding things starting with a U, it's going to be that. Ur is the one they're relying on here, and every single time Exposed Secrets makes it a point to initiate on him and get him out of the fight.
Yeah, and that's what they need to do. I mean, if they can basically split them up like we keep saying. One thing you pointed out really importantly there is Team Coast doesn't have a lot of burst damage, and on the other side, Exposed Secrets do. And if Exposed Secrets can just catch you and make you evaporate like they did to Emelito in the last fight, they need to continue doing that and just picking off one target, especially Aphrodite or Ul in this situation, and then just force them to run away and defend. But all Phoenix is still standing on this map, and we're approaching an hour-long game. We can already see Exposed Secrets looking for a bit of an opportunity on the left side. Wall coverage has started to slip for the time being from both teams. Only Team Coast really have most of their wards over at the Fire Giant. Catch looking at Temple. Funball is just going to throw down the pillar and back away for the time being. There's Zaylia though. He's looking aggressive. Great charm. They positioned it so well. But at the same time, the damage going out. Zaylia's getting dropped kind of low. Thor to the air. Is he going to want to Zaylia back? Nope. Still going in. Belly flop. Defensively used in that situation. Funball is going to watch himself.
Low. Hammer.
Oh, the snipe! The snipe and the searing pain. One trade for one though, as we can see the aggression still going on. Proxy Cube comes down off his cloud.
Oh, so close. One more hit. They blocked the team, but the crit comes out from Ur, finishing it off after the fact. Now it's a 3 versus 5 on front of the Fire Giant. Can't Exposed Secrets defend this. They don't have Son Wukong. This is an easy choice for Team Coast. There's no Hog 3 in the enemy team available. You gotta go for this, and they're doing exactly that. They have Hog 3 on Bakasura, but he's not as safe as Son Wukong. Just jump in on it. They're gonna get the Fire Giant. The crits from Ur are insane here. And now they're going right down the center. They're barreling down upon him, and now Exposed Secrets has to defend like they never have before.
They have no front line here. They've only got squishy targets left, and the whole team of Team Coast, they're going to approach with a 70-second respawn time, a total 42 seconds left on Funballer. They're going to take this Phoenix in middle. Do you reckon they can end here, Dry?
Yeah, looking for it. Phoenix down Mid Phoenix is going to go out here, then to take the safe road and look for more than one Phoenix 7 going straight for the Titan. Of course, 3 players still stand for Exposed Secret. The respawn time for Proxy is 40 seconds away, 25 for Honor. They were going to go for the Titan, or will it go? Thor's going up in here. This could be it, ladies and gentlemen. Team Coast looking for the secure. They're going to dunk down, Stereo Pay coming through. They're going to kill off Frostjack. Spook gets the kill now. Zalia jump the backside. Will he have an ultimate available? Crushing Wave hitting 2. There goes the double kill for Shadow Sniper, but it does not matter anymore. There goes the kill. Team Coast Blue, being the higher or the lower seeded team in this fight, will take an Exposed Secrets, gets knocked out of the running.
That game, that game, an hour long. It's 58 minutes, 28 seconds. What a game. That was awesome to watch. It was awesome to cast. And for my second casting with you guys, like, could you have made it a bit easier? Like, could we have picked like a stomp game or something, please? You know?
Now, following up here, I mean, it's great. I mean, looking at the brackets, it's a big difference. Of course, seed 4 Exposed Secrets was seed 5. Team Coast Blue was seed 12 coming into this. Now, of course, they were invited to the launch tournament for the qualifiers, and they performed very, very well. We were a little surprised to see them underperform in the last, last week's week 1 of the Smite World Championship qualifiers. This time they came out to show. They decided that, we're tired of falling behind early on the seeding points. We're going to get as much seeding points as we possibly can at the start of the qualifiers, going to the regionals, and be safe and comfortable with how things go. You got to give it to Team Coast Blue. They definitely earned this victory here. It was a long fight, and it seemed like the line. I mean, it was clashing, right? You have a team fight centric healing lineup versus a single target skirmishing lineup. It was very conflicting. It came down to positioning and how they decided to use their players, and it seemed like in the end, Team Coast had the better strategy.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of crazy, that whole fight overall. I mean, looking at the damage, 47,000 damage done by Spoo in that fight. Meanwhile, on the other side, 66,000. We're going to go to a replay now, so we should be able to see the end of this game, I believe.
Yeah, coming up on screen here. Looks like they had a Fire Giant steal from Proxy QQ coming on there. Going to try to jump on top of it. Going to take a lot of damage. You see Boxer jumping in on the fight. It's a big initiation for him, but he positioned himself well enough and timed that hog well enough. And honestly, the HP bars are not that easy to see, so Proxy really kind of used his guts there to understand how things are going to work, what time I have to use the hog, is it going to be enough, and you have to predict a little bit because the HP bar does lag on the update, so you have to be able to predict, when's it going to cross over the threshold and kind of feel it out. And sometimes if you hog too early, it's wasted. If you hog too late, it's wasted. You have to hit that window, and Proxy QQ got it, delaying the game for his team.
Yeah, and he did a great job of that overall. It was really, really good overall, that game to watch and to cast. Both those teams are contenders, though, for this season, in honesty. Like, they're up there. I mean, I know we've got TSM and Cloud9, but Coast and Exposed Secrets, like, they're top 8 teams, quite easily. Top 8 for no problem whatsoever. I mean, each other in this round is crazy.
Oh, absolutely, and that's exactly what we're going to find out here going into the next matchup. I mean, honestly, looking at the brackets right now, you're going to see that Smite France actually beat out Griffs in the round of 16, moving on to the round of 8, going up against Cloud9 HyperX. Cloud9 HyperX already defeating Smite France, so C9 is waiting in the semifinal round as it stands right now. Bloody Tech EU will defeat Worth Gaming, a bit of an upset there. Wow. Worth was the team to watch, and unfortunately enough, they'll get knocked out by Bloody Tech, so Bloody Tech earning some seeding points today, going on to the round of 8, knocking Worth out completely. TSM will defeat Superbia there on the bottom side of the bracket, moving on to face off against SK Gaming, who did defeat Dragonhead. Now, the other team to watch a little bit higher than Worth Gaming is I5. They defeat Elo Fisher S, moving on into the round of 8 to face off against Agilitas, the team we watched the last round, who did defeat Gravity Jousters, going on to the round of 8. I mean, this is a really strong showing from these 8 teams.
Yeah, it is. One thing to know about Bloody Tech beating Worth Gaming as well. Last week, Exposed Secrets beat Bloody Tech. And in that game, we're going to see Team Coast, who just beat Exposed Secrets, face Bloody Tech. So that should say that, on paper, Team Coast Blue should beat Bloody Tech in this situation. But we'll have to see. Will it go in an hour? Will they go for an assassin team? Will they go for a healing sustain team? We'll find out going into that one as well. So yeah, this next round is going to be big, the round 8. So, guys, we will be right back. That's Dry Bear. Oh, that's Dry Bear. No, that's Dry Bear. Oh, God, Cam is away. That's Dry Bear. I'm Hindu Man. We'll be right back after this short break because I think we both need a drink after that hour.
We'll be right back, guys. You're watching week 2 of the Smite World Championship qualifiers. We'll be heading into the round of 8. Make sure you're tweeting out hashtag SWC or tweeting out @SmitePro. So hashtag SWC will give you a chance to be able to put your tweet up on screen on that ticker that goes down at the bottom of the screen. Let us know how you feel about the event and what is most exciting to you. Stick around. We'll be right back.